Okay. Another 15 seconds. Oh, about 10 seconds. Just be patient. Almost. All right. This is the 28th of July, 2019, and you're listening to Thunder Talk with your host, Thunder Bear of the Courage family. Oh, my. I don't even feel like doing a show. Bye. No. Sorry. Okay. Actually, yeah, I will do a show. For those of you who are wondering, we went to court Tuesday. Was it Tuesday? I forgot. Whatever it was. We went to court, and the judge didn't even show up, and so they got a continuance. And so this Tuesday is a new court date. We're going to try to talk to the so-called public defender and just basically just shove some information their way and get them to stop this farce, because that's what it is. It's a farce. The charges, well, they're using a forged instrument for the charges. No man or woman has sworn through oath or affirmation that the charges are true. And it's all commerce. And it's all crap. It's total crap. Oops. You know what? I forgot to pull something up that I was going to pull up for tonight. Oh, well. I'll get to it in a second here. So, yeah. It's, what can I say? It's all fraud through and through. It's bar courts. It's really obvious that it's bar courts if you know what to look for. Like I've said before, they're not following the style manual for the state of California. Okay, for one thing. And for another thing, judges up there wearing a robe, judges on a bench. It's just it's totally insane. The whole damn thing is insane and criminal. Absolutely criminal. So anyway, what I want to do tonight is I want to kind of just go over some things that we're going to be doing in court. And I also wanted to, here it is. All right, I got it. It's looking for the document while I was talking to you. I also wanted to go over this document, The Secret of the Special Maritime Jurisdiction Exposed. Oh, come on, pull it up. And I have the link to it in my YouTube video. By the way, I'm broadcasting over YouTube simultaneously. And it's... Oh, hang on. I got to move this thing out of the way. Shrink it down. The YouTube video... the YouTube is going out on YouTube on Thunder Bear Courage. Okay. So if you're on my YouTube page, you can look up in the description, and there's contact information there as well. So let me move this. Oh, hang on. Move this. Where is it? Oh, crap. It didn't come up. Came up here. That's why. All right. Move this over here so I can read it. Yep. I got to pop that down a little bit. And then, sorry. Okay. So anyway, in six, it says, I'm skipping, I'm just going to skip throughout the document. Okay. Going backwards and forwards and stuff like that. So, in all criminal prosecutions, the accused shall enjoy the right to a speedy and public trial by an impartial jury of the state and district wherein the crime shall have been committed, which district shall have been previously ascertained by law, and to be informed of the nature and cause of the accusation, to be confronted with witnesses against him, to have compulsory process for obtaining witnesses in his favor, and to have the assistance of counsel for his defense. That's from the Sixth Amendment of the Constitution. Okay, now the Constitution is a private contract. We're not really party to it. Okay. But it's, in a way, there's a part of it that's kind of like a common law document. When they say assistance of counsel, now the attorneys will say, "Oh, that's a licensed attorney. That's what that means." No, that is not what that means. They're lying. They are flat out lying. They didn't use licensed attorneys back then. All right, they weren't referring to a licensed attorney back then. Okay, there was the bar. I'm not sure how you know what? I really don't know how or when, I should say, the bar started. I should look that up. But yeah, they're talking about lawyers, really, when they're talking about counsel, and the two things aren't really the same thing. Okay, and when they're talking about lawyers, they're talking about those that went through school and got a degree, but are not necessarily members of the bar. You know, I don't think they're even referring to any bar members actually in the Constitution. They sure as hell are not referring to attorneys. Just today, I saw something online where some attorney was saying that, oh crap, it slipped my mind just what I was about to say. I can't believe that. Oh yeah, notice to principal is notice to agent. Excuse me. Some attorney was saying that that's just nonsense. It's gibberish. Oh, that's totally gibberish. Well, it's in California law. It's also in other laws as well. All over this land. It's enshrined in law. It is a maxim of commercial law. Notice to agent is notice to principal. And you have these attorneys say, "Oh, well, that's just something a sovereign citizen would say, or a free man on the land say, oh, just to get out of things." Excuse me? Why are you lying? Seriously. These damn attorneys lie, and lie, and lie. Well, we're going to use that tomorrow. That notice to agent is notice to principal. And I will bring in the law, the California law that says that's precisely what it is. It's notice to agent is notice to principal. It's been accepted for a very, very long time now. So yeah, we're going to communicate with these courts. We tried to make an appointment with the judge. Judge won't see us. Of course he won't see us. He's committing crimes. You know, all these judges are committing crimes. They're bar judges. Those are supposed to be state courts. Those are private courts. The bar is a private association. I believe I went over that last week. You know, but I think it's important, especially if anyone is listening that hasn't heard last week's program. Okay, you really do need to hear it, you know, well, whatever, or just get the documents. You know, there's contact information. There's actually links to a lot of documents, and you can actually email me for more documents. I've got tons and tons and tons of documents. I got so many. When someone emails me, you know, it's like I go through my files and I just pick out what I think I should send them that time. But really, I need to be a little bit better organized and have a folder just for, when someone requests documents, say, okay, just go to that one folder. I need to do that. I need to organize all my folders too. But anyway, let's see. The Supreme Court has held there are no common law offenses against the United States. Only those acts which Congress has forbidden with penalties for disobedience of its command are crimes. That's very interesting right there. Only those acts which Congress has forbidden with penalties for disobedience of its command are crimes. I want you to think about that for a moment. Okay, now that's an actual Supreme Court decision here. Since when is Congress the boss? In fact, the current Congress isn't even a real Congress. It's nothing but a sham. In April of 1864, Abraham Lincoln declared martial law. That's never been rescinded. Ever. Show me where that's actually been really rescinded. They can't. That's the reason why you got military flags in these damn courtrooms. It's gold fringe flags there. Those are military flags. I covered that before too. But yeah, no common law offenses against the United States. Of course not. The United States is nothing but a fiction. That's all it is. It's just a fiction. They didn't even define which United States they're referring to, by the way. That was in 1812. In 1812 was when that decision was made, and there's other cases, 1816, 1883, and 1892. Actions to recover penalties imposed by act of Congress generally, but not invariably, have been held not to be criminal prosecutions. Of course not. They're civil. It's all merchant because the whole thing, like I said, it's a corporation. That's all it is. It's just a corporation. Contempt proceedings, which were at one time not considered to be criminal prosecutions, are no longer within that category. Hang on. Contempt proceedings, which were at one time not considered to be criminal prosecutions, are no longer within that category. I'm not sure. They need to clarify that. This statement. I don't know what that statement is trying to say. Is it saying that they are criminal prosecutions now, or they aren't? Yeah, the courts, like I said, they're private courts, private bar courts. Yeah, but getting back to that, inform the nature and cause of the accusation. They don't inform you that. Really, they don't. They say, "Oh, well, you violated, penal code, blah blah blah, whatever." All right. Well, that's civil. Okay. That's civil. It's maritime civil. But yeah, they're not putting forth the contract. Where's the contract? Everything that they think of as a contract between them and you is nothing but fraud. All of their contracts are fraud. Okay. All of them. Let's see. Bouvier's 1856 edition defines maritime cause as number one, maritime causes are those arising from maritime contracts, whether made at sea or on land. That is, such as relate to the commerce, business, or navigation of the sea as charter parties, freightments, marine loans, hypothecations, contracts for maritime service and building, repairing, supplying, and navigating ships, contracts and quasi contracts respecting averages, contributions, and jettisons, contracts relating to marine insurance, and those between owners of ships. Number 2, there are maritime causes also for torts and injuries committed at sea. Number 3, in general, the courts of admiralty have a concurrent jurisdiction with courts of law and all maritime causes, and in some cases, they have exclusive jurisdiction. Yeah, they're doing all maritime on land in essence. Okay, but they actually say it's the sea because they got the damn high tide high tide markers up on mountains. As long ago as 1851, the Supreme Court recognized that the Congress has the power to extend the jurisdictions of admiralty and maritime causes to the land under the Commerce Clause and deprive the people of the right of a trial by jury. Yeah, because they do jury trials, not trial by jury, but jury trials. Okay, there's a huge difference. Trial by jury is common law. Back in 1954, they went from common law pleadings to statutory pleadings. Okay. The following holding by the High Court pretty much says it all. This power of admiralty jurisdiction is as extensive upon land as upon water. The Constitution makes no distinction in that respect. And if the admiralty jurisdiction in matters of contract and tort, which the courts of the United States may lawfully exercise on the high seas, can be extended to the lakes under the power to regulate commerce, it can, with the same property and upon the same construction, be extended to contracts and torts on land when the commerce is between different states. And it may embrace also the vehicles and persons engaged in carrying it on. It would be the power of Congress to confer admiralty jurisdiction upon its courts over the cars engaged in transporting passengers or merchandise from one state to another, and over the persons engaged in conducting them, denying to the parties the trial by jury. Okay, let me just stop there for a moment. I want you to realize what's happening here. They're saying that basically it's all the law of the sea, and then there's the law of the land, but they're bringing the law of the sea onto land. Why the distinction? Why not just simply say law? Really? Why not just simply say law? I don't care if it's happening on the ocean or if it's happening on land. Just simply label it all law. Why is there a law of the sea? I think it's just to pull crap like this. Really. You say, oh, well, at sea, when someone is in distress, you have to go and rescue them. That's part of the law of the sea. Couldn't you just make it just law when someone's in distress, you have to go to their aid? Come on. Anywhere, regardless of if it's on land or at sea. Yeah, whatever. Let's see. Hang on, I'm going to scroll through some of this stuff here. You know what? I'm going to go over Cadet Custer's court-martial again. And this time I'm just going to read right from this. The story of George Armstrong Custer's court-martial is a case on point. In 1861, as a young cadet in West Point, Mr. Custer struck an officer and knocked him to the ground. He was immediately arrested, tried before a court-martial, and found guilty of the offense. Custer was about to be sentenced to 15 years of hard labor. Before sentencing, Custer addressed the court and asked why the sentence was so severe. It was only a friendly fistfight. The court explained to Custer that the sentence imposed was mandated by the Articles of War, which provided at Article 9, any officer or soldier who shall strike his superior officer or draw or lift up any weapon or offer any violence against him, being in the execution of his office on any pretense whatsoever, or shall disobey any lawful command of his superior officer, shall suffer death or such other punishment as shall, according to the nature of his offenses, be inflicted upon him by the sentence of a court martial. The court went on to explain that Custer, as a cadet, had signed the Articles of War when he was admitted to the academy and was bound to the punishment. The court felt that the punishment was suitable to the nature of the offense and quite merciful under the circumstances. Custer expressed confusion and stated that he didn't know anything about these Articles of War and didn't have any recollection of signing them. This statement put the officers of the court martial in a frenzy. They immediately adjourned the court to inspect the enrollment records. Sure enough, they found that Custer had not signed the Articles of War. When the court was reconvened, the judge ruled that the case is dismissed for lack of subject matter jurisdiction. Custer was then ordered to sign the Articles of War or discontinue his education at West Point. The fate of Custer was determined by the want of a signature. In this trial, Custer was afforded the right of allocution. Allocution is the formality of a court's inquiry of a defendant as to whether he has any legal cause to show why judgment should not be pronounced against him on conviction. Okay, well, let me sum all the rest of it up here. Basically, he got off. Okay, and of course, he went and got killed at Little Bighorn later on as a general. I had his action figure, by the way. They made action figures back in the 1970s, and I think it was like 76 or 77. One of those Christmases, I got a George Armstrong Custer action figure. The movie Little Bighorn was pretty big on television, actually, back then. But anyway, let's see. Yeah, allocution. Yeah. The right of allocution is an ancient right rooted in the English common law, cannot be denied. The Supreme Court has held in Green versus United States, the design of Rule 32A did not begin with its promulgation. Its legal provenance was the common law right of allocution. As early as 1689, it was recognized that the court's failure to ask the defendant if he had anything to say before sentence was imposed required reversal. Taken in the context of its history, there can be little doubt that the drafters of Rule 32A intended that the defendant would be personally afforded the opportunity to speak before imposition of sentence. We are not unmindful of the relevant major changes that have evolved in criminal procedure since the 17th century. The sharp decrease in the number of crimes that were punishable by death, the right of the defendant to testify on his own behalf, and the right to counsel. But we see no reason why the procedural rule should be limited to the circumstances under which it arose if reasons for the right it protects remains. Yeah, okay. There's a lot of other stuff here too. But anyway, yeah, they can't deny it. They cannot deny your right of allocution. Okay. Courts may try to just kind of skirt it or something. Hey, you got anything to say? You know, and most people don't realize that's precisely when they should really speak up and say, hey, there's no contract here. You don't have subject matter jurisdiction. The prosecutor does not have clean hands. Okay, because the prosecutor manufactured these things, these charges, and they are truly manufactured. All his charges are manufactured, and none of them are valid. Not a single one of them are true, valid, and lawful. I don't care if someone actually, let's say someone robbed someone in front of 10,000 witnesses. Okay. That's exaggeration, but, you know, let's say that happened. Okay. And there was no doubt whatsoever that this guy robbed someone. Okay. We'll say armed robbery. He goes to court. And if they pull this crap of these private courts, that guy can just get off scot free. Seriously, in allocution, just simply say, "Where's the contract? There's no subject matter jurisdiction. The prosecutor doesn't have clean hands." Okay, that's true. It's absolutely true. So, believe it or not, they can get off with that. But in a court of record, a real court under the common law, they couldn't get away with anything. They can say whatever they want in allocution is not going to change the fact that they're going to jail, most likely. You know? But in that case, since it's a court of record, there will be an accuser. You see, the thing is that whenever there's a victim of a crime, the state jumps in. Well, not state, I'm sorry, the bar jumps in and basically steals the money that would have gone to the accuser, to the victim. The bar is nothing but a bunch of thieves. If the state was actually holding forth the court, it was all common law pleadings. The victim would actually be able to say, "Hey, that's the guy that robbed me. Now I require remedy from this guy. Okay, I require not only all my money back, but other money in addition to that for, as a penalty, or service from the guy or something, whatever it is they require." And of course, they can haggle, you know, but quite frankly, beyond that, yeah, it's anyway. The bottom line to all that is they're the bar courts are not real courts. You know, they're just not real courts. And at least in theory, you can bring the U.S. Marshals in on this. I was thinking about it. I might just simply warn the court ahead of time. Say, hey, if you guys don't stop this crap, I'm going to bring the U.S. Marshals in. Those U.S. Marshals, they're supposed to be, as far as I know, enforcers of the Constitution. And the judge might possibly be a party to that Constitution. I'm not sure about that. I used to think they weren't entirely, or they weren't parties to the Constitution, but they might be. But, we can find out, you know, especially if we go contact the U.S. Marshal's office, and just simply ask, hey, is this judge supposed to be, under the Constitution of the United States or for the United States, Constitution for the United States? Is he a party to it? Because if he's a party to it, I need you guys to come down here and straighten his ass out. Granted, we're not parties to the Constitution, but if they're parties to that contract, yeah, maybe we can try to find a way to force them to obey that contract. If not, just publicly shame them, because they're in a contract, and they are at this point, I guess. Oh, geez, what was that old name for an oath breaker? God, trying to think of it. Warlock. That's it. A warlock. A warlock. Yeah, they're warlocks. They're oath breakers. That's what a warlock really is. An oath breaker. Oh my! I gotta play commercial break. I fixed up the commercial break a little bit, so hopefully it's a little bit better, but not much better. I don't have much to work with. I really hope that Rick can send me more stuff so I can put the breaks together better and whatever. But anyway, let's see if I can play this commercial break. I gotta get my phone up here. Okay, be right back.
You're listening to Flat Earth Radio Live, and this is the Flat Earth Man, and all you're watching is a puppet show. All y'all watching is a puppet show. Yeah, the whole world's a stage. The whole world's a stage, man. You're listening to Flat Earth Radio Live.
Find yourself mastering the beat. Tune in and listen every Saturday for the Geocentric Eccentric with West Blaze Music, our resident musician and spiritual brother in Christ Yahushua. The Geocentric Eccentric with West Blaze Music.
Check this
Yes,
out.
it's message in the music time once again, and only Flat Earth Radio has got him. Saturday, the true Sabbath. Lend a knee and lend an ear. Listen every Saturday for the Geocentric Eccentric with West Blaze Music.
Check this out.
Starting at 5 o'clock p.m. on the West Coast, 8 o'clock p.m. on the East Coast,
Check this out.
and 7 o'clock p.m. Central.
This is out.
The Geocentric Eccentric.
The Geocentric Eccentric.
West Blaze Music. Only Flat Earth Radio has got him. The Geocentric Eccentric with West Blaze Music.
As bad as I wanna be. FlatEarthRadioLive.com. The Ferret.
Hey, John, you don't look so good. What's the matter?
Oh, I always feel tired and run down. No energy. I think it's my poor diet or something.
Well, you know, John, I used to feel the same way. Couldn't sleep at night, couldn't stay awake in the daytime. That's when my doc told me that I had leaky gut syndrome.
Oh, wow. What'd you do? Surgery?
No way. I tried Tarsal. Tarsal is made with the finest, purest cream of tartar and MSM sulfur. And that's all. The fact that it contains all natural ingredients makes it especially desirable in today's toxic world. Tarsal is a white powder that you take every day with water or juice. Taken regularly, Tarsal can clear your leaky gut right up.
Tarsal, huh? So what else does Tarsal do?
Tarsal can help with acne, psoriasis, constipation, gallstones, heartburn, hemorrhoids, hypertension, IBS, and UTI.
Wow, that's quite a formula.
Yes, it is. And Tarsal also helps you to relax, repels insects, and can help you stop smoking.
So how do I find Tarsal?
That's easy. Just go to tarsal.com or call 619-363-1264. Try a bottle today and begin feeling normal again.
TARSUL.com. Try Tarsal today.
Asking these questions that no one ever asked before because we didn't even think about this. I think it's like God's unlifting the veil, He's starting to show people, look, you want to believe this, it's a lie. People are asking questions and truth is going to prevail. It's like, yeah, the biggest problem is that we're not able to eliminate questions, so therefore we can't assimilate. And, we're a constant. People are asking questions and truth is going to prevail.
Join your host, Shelley Lewis, every Wednesday afternoon at 5 o'clock p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 7 o'clock Central, and 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Down the Rabbit Hole with Shelley Lewis.
Down the Rabbit Hole with host Shelley Lewis. Only here on Flat Earth Radio Live. The Ferret.
Something that I'm going to tell you as a video guy. Here's why I believe that the lunar landing was faked. Because there is no way you can have a power source that strong at that time in history, and there's no way you could transmit that video signal all the way to Earth. Absolutely 100% not. Let me tell you something. I have just on my, if I have a handheld video camera and I want, and let's say I'm shooting a scene and the producer wants to see what I'm shooting. So they have a transmitter in their hand and they have a battery on my camera. The battery that I have is about the size of a brick. It's more square, but it's about the same mass as a brick. And it only lasts for maybe an hour and a half. And that signal only goes a couple 100 feet. Now you're going to tell me that on that teeny little spaceship with that teeny little camera, they're going to have enough power to transmit a full color video signal all the way down to Earth. And I can also tell you this, that when they promised a full color video signal, the station that broadcasted the lunar landing, they were pissed because they weren't getting raw video feed. What they were getting was called a kineoscope. And for those of you who don't know what that is, that was an editing process used up until the late 1990s. And I've actually seen the kineoscope technology and utilized it when I worked in a film lab, and it's very interesting. Basically, it's an editing tool. So you have a screen, basically it's a television screen, and you shoot that with a film camera. So now it's on 16 millimeter film. So what they did with those videos, in theory, why you see a black and white image of the lunar landing, although they claim the full color videos exist, was what NASA says they did was transmitted the full color video signal, filmed it on a kinescope, black and white on 16 millimeter film, and then released that to the networks. So therefore, it was not a live event, because to get film processed, it takes hours, and it's a whole process that generally takes about 6 hours to complete, even with the most efficient film laboratories. So why would they get this crappy, grainy, black and white film image when they could have broadcasted color, which at the time the networks were pissed that they didn't have the ability to do, that NASA denied them? But anyway, that's neither here nor there. The whole kineoscope thing, that's a side note. My thing is, there is no way with that technology and with batteries being as big and as weak and as heavy as they were, you could have broadcast that signal from the moon. Impossible.
All right, Flat Earth News. If you can see Venus at night, then the heliocentric model ain't right. Let's face it, folks. In that heliocentric model, the planet Venus and the planet Mercury are in between the Earth and the Sun. Think about that. If they're in between the Earth and the Sun, the Earth daylight side is facing the Sun. How can you possibly be seeing Venus and or Mercury ever? I do mean ever. I don't mean just in the nighttime or the daytime or ever. They say, according to their model, that sunlight is bouncing off of these planets and coming back to our eyes. How could that be possible? How could it be possible? Go look at their model and you tell me how it's possible to be able to see Venus and or Mercury at all, whether it be day or night. How is it that the ancients had discovered Venus and Mercury? They would have had to have seen them, right? Without a telescope. With the naked eye. That means nighttime. That means when it's dark, they would have seen Venus and Mercury. This has been a Flat Earth News Brief with your host, Thunder Bear of the Courage Family, and now back to the program. Okay, back. All right, let's see here. Okay. Another thing, you can go after the bar. You do that, right? I mean, it's just a freaking association, a private association. If they're coming after you, you go after them. All right, really, if you want. Of course, there's so many other tactics that you can use, but you can always use it as sort of a, well, not quite threat, but just leverage. and just say, hey, guys, we can go after the bar itself. And we will if you don't knock this crap off. The bar is a criminal organization. I would love to see the U.S. Marshals go in and just go into all these bar offices and just shut them down. Can you imagine what would happen if we shut the bar down? Oh my God. Shut the international bar down, all of it. The American Bar Association, which is under the International Bar, and of course all the state bars are under the American Bar Association. Of course, it makes them all foreign agents here. But can you imagine if we shut the bar down? That would be a revolution. That would be a serious revolution. That might just accomplish miracles, actually. If we can get the bar to go away, chase all these damn attorneys out. Tell them, oh, hey, you're a foreign agent. We're shipping you back to the United Kingdom. Or maybe, I don't know, ship them someplace. Just get them out. Man, that would shut down the fake courts. Okay, and they would have to have real courts at that point. They would have to say, okay, fine, we're opening up state courts. Don't forget the term letter of agency. Okay, letter of agency. That's what some of these businesses have, letters of agency with the police, and those are contracts. Okay, those are contracts. Contracting out with a private corporation. The police, of course, say that the public are customers. That's in their very own material, by the way, their very own documents. So anyway, here's as far as California Civil Code, subsection 2332 through the 2012 legislative session. As against a principal, both principal and agent are deemed to have notice of whatever either has notice of, and ought in good faith and the exercise of ordinary care and diligence to communicate to the other. In other words, notice to agent is notice to principal. Okay. Here's a good one right here. 18 U.S. Code, subsection 371, conspiracy to commit offense or to defraud United States. We're talking about, all this stuff. The codes, codes and statutes. But yeah, conspiracy is a crime. Well, what are they doing? They're engaging in conspiracy. The prosecuting attorney and the defense attorney both are under contract with the court. They're both officers of the court. That's conspiracy. They're conspiring with the bar, with their own association, in order to commit these crimes. Right. So, let's see. I wonder if I should go ahead to the news. You know what? I think I will. I think I will go ahead to the news. Let's see. Yeah, I got a new YouTube video link up here. 500-mile infrared flat Earth visibility at 31,000 feet. Pretty awesome. Let's see. Apple contractors reportedly overhear sensitive information at sexy times thanks to Siri. Yeah, they're listening to you. Oh crap! I put the same story up twice. That happens. I just delete this one. Delete. Come on, this computer's so freaking slow. Overturned finding of excessive force at San Jose State Library. That's a YouTube video. I haven't gotten a chance to see it yet. But yeah, it's these police. They just, they give the beat down. Let's see. Oh, I've got a map of all the legal systems of the world, and it shows you, common law areas. Okay, in Louisiana is kind of, it's kind of code world, but in a way, it's kind of a mixture. So yeah, and a few other places. Yeah, Australia. Australia is all common law as well. At least it's supposed to be. Vatican declares priests have more power than God himself. Yep. So yeah, if you're a Christian, you might be interested in that story. Yeah, they'd already declared something about the Bible, that they have power over the Bible. Now they're declaring they have more power than God himself, that they can summon God as if he's a genie. Just rub his magic lamp, just summon him up. Let's see. Again, lots and lots of memes. Okay. There's supposed proof that Anonymous is CIA, NSA, government operations, cyber terrorists, and not activists. You know what? They might be. I don't know. I haven't had a chance to really look at this. But I had to question, I've heard some things from Anonymous. It's like, you know what? They're not really putting out there really good information, for the most part. They're not really putting out really good information. So I don't know. Nothing like the level I'm putting out. Let's see. Facebook deals massive blow to police accountability movement. Unpublishes police the police. Yeah. That may be actually an old story. It just came back up on Free Thought Project in my email, and I haven't had a chance to really look at it, look through it. But I mean, they've done that before, so I don't know if Facebook has done it again or if it's just an old story. Former police chief gets no jail for helping convicted rapist son escape to Mexico. Yep, of course not. Government officials steal man's home over $8.41 in unpaid taxes. Yeah. He needs to get a legal title. Seriously. Take the damn property off the damn tax rolls. The Muppet movie is coming back to theaters for its 40th anniversary. That's cool. I've seen it so many freaking times. I'm not sure if I want to go see it again. I just saw it like a couple of years ago again. I saw it when it first came out, of course. Yeah, but yeah, it's a nice little movie. It really is. It's got all those stars, celebrities and stuff in it. But of course, kids nowadays, they probably won't even notice. It's like, you're saying, "Oh, there's Steve Martin," because he played the waiter in one of the scenes in a restaurant. But the kids was like, "Who's Steve Martin?" Oh man, it was loaded with celebrities. Yeah, but anyway, let's see. Britax recalls replacement through bolt axles for Bob jogging strollers. Okay, so if you have one of those jogging strollers, you might want to look into that. Lost your phone? Google can help find it or keep strangers out of it. Tesla has already lost $1 billion this year, and I put up there as a comment on the very top. Actually, I put Elon Musk is a scammer, and yes, remember the Tesla Roadster in space? Total scam. Yeah, total scam. Florida police cut a secret deal to promote Amazon's Ring cameras. Yeah, I wonder if they can hack into those things. I bet those things are hackable. I bet they're probably pretty easily hacked, maybe. Whatever. Saudi prince plans city with human gene editing and artificial rain. Yeah. And he also plans for it to be essentially totalitarian, of course. And watching you all the time. And it's like a blueprint for all the cities of the future. They have wet dreams about that kind of stuff, you know. Sony unveils wearable air conditioner that sits in a shirt pocket, and you use an app to control it, of course. Let's see. Wearable muscle stimulators can speed up human reflexes to create instant superheroes. Yeah, it's kind of I kind of read through the story a bit, and I think you still have to kind of stay hooked up to it, you know, in order to have the faster reflexes. So far, I guess. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe enough use, and it might train your muscles and or whatever to have faster reflexes. I don't know. Let's see. No more dialysis. Scientists have developed a bionic kidney. Great. It's about the time that we're actually getting ready to manufacture kidneys that are, you know, manufactured from our own cells and stuff, aren't it? I think what they did, I believe they've done liver so far, and I think they're are going to be moving on to kidneys and stuff like that. So, yeah, they finally built a bionic one, and you know, and we'll be growing them pretty soon. Growing artificial kidneys. I don't know how soon. Maybe within 10 years, 5 to 10 years, maybe. I don't know. Government revokes off-grid Amish communities' religious rights, forces them to use electricity. You know what? That's a really simple one to simply say, oh, it's a judge's orders. Okay, great. Let me just go ahead and accept that order and charge the judge. That solves it. Anyone gives you an order, they say, oh, you have to connect to electricity. Oh, well, this is going to cost me if I'm going to connect to electricity. You know, it's going to cost me a lot. So, okay, I'll accept your order and then start charging them for it. You know, after you fulfill it. Or you can, if you want, just simply say, you know what? I will accept your order. I will charge you $5,000 a day to fulfill this order. They might just say, yeah, we're going to rescind that order. We're going to take it back. Seriously, that's all they have to do. You don't have to fight the judge's orders. That's one great thing with this client that I've got is he's been collecting these judge's orders. And it's like, yeah, we can just fulfill them. It's like, yeah, you just fulfill the order and, you know, and just do it, you know, just charge them, just bill them. Yeah. Oh yeah. That's why I forgot to tell you, I have actually a limited power of attorney now for my client, and the courthouse actually accepted my tribal ID from my new tribe. Okay. And yeah, anyway, I've been thinking about that. Hopefully one of these days, pretty soon here, I'm going to get official recognition of the tribe. I'll make out some kind of contract or something with government. And so I can use the tribal ID, tribal IDs as passport. So I'll remember my tribe, which for the most part is, I think I'm just going to limit it to family, actually, for the most part. Yeah. I'm thinking about that. I'm thinking, actually, I got lots of little plans. So I don't know. I think if I can do that, if I get official recognition, yeah. But yeah, it turns out you create your own identification, your own tribe and everything. Yeah, the courthouses will actually accept that, especially if you have a trade name there, you know? Yeah. So that's what I did on my identification. I've got trade name, Thunder Bear Courage, all in capital letters. And then I have my given name, Thunder Bear, and the family name, Courage, listed. Let's see. Refusal of citizen to identify self. This is a little meme thing here I found. The common law does not require a citizen to identify oneself or carry identification of any sort. Therefore, while it may be the mark of a good citizen to identify oneself when asked to do so, a police officer must not use force to compel someone to identify oneself if he or she refuses. Otherwise, the officer will be guilty of criminal assault and liable to civil damages. That's from a court case. I can't pronounce this name though. But by the way, my Facebook is Thunderbear Courage. So if you want to see this meme, if you're not on Facebook, just email me, and I'll and ask for it. I'll send it to you. Okay. It's got more stuff here. However, the common law has never considered it an offense or of obstruction for a person to refuse to identify oneself and thus prevent a police officer from carrying out his or her general duties to investigate crimes. As was noted by Lord Parker, Chief Justice of England, in Rice versus Connolly in 1966, whatever. Yeah. Children glued to screens show alarming developmental delays. Oh, God. I'm just tripping over words right now. Yeah. Slowing them down in their development, apparently. That's from treehugger.com. I haven't actually looked at the article, though. I just, it kind of makes sense. It really does. It kind of makes sense because they're glued to the screens and they're not really interacting with the world. That's how they learn, They get out there and play and interact with the world. Let's see. Italy passes law to send unsold food to charities instead of dumpsters. I love that. I really do love that. I'm not too crazy that it's a law, though. Crazy about the fact that it's a law. But yeah, I you know what? I have mixed feelings about that, actually. I do. It's like, that's great that they're, sending the food to charities. It's just the fact that it's made into a law I don't like, but whatever. Armed men steal 40 million in gold medals from Brazil airport. Haven't gotten to see that article either, but it's kind of interesting. Epstein found nearly unconscious in prison cell after possible suicide attempt. That's Jeffrey Epstein. Yeah, the pedophile. Yeah. Who knows? It could have been a murder attempt, to get him to keep quiet. Think about it. Think about all the peoples that he knows. If they, they say, well, look, we really want you to give us information on all the peoples that have participated in your, your evil deeds. Yeah, and it could be to keep them quiet. I don't know. It could be attempted suicide as well. It could be both. Who knows? Mesa police shoot and kill unarmed man as he had a seizure during traffic stop. Yeah. The police, the old saying, when you have a hammer, every problem is a nail. Yeah. The police are not trained at all aren't really trained at all in medical procedures or anything, or to identify medical problems. That actually should be a requirement. If we actually get somehow through some miracle real security personnel or something, I'm not going to call them law enforcement. Those out there that are out there to protect us, I would require them to be certified as EMTs. Seriously. Certify them, require that they be certified as EMTs. If they can't pass the EMT certification, they shouldn't be out there for us, because that means they're not smart enough. And we should have smart ones, you know. But yeah, you know, whatever. Husband and wife killed by state trooper recklessly speeding down the highway. Yeah. One time a trooper or sheriff's deputy or something, I forgot what, a long time ago, passed me, and he was doing about 80 miles an hour without a siren on. It's a really long straight stretch of road, though. Nice flat earth stretch of road. Beware of this. Beware of the souvenir shop travel scam. Yeah. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff, if you're going to travel and everything, Tennessee Police Department comes clean, admits that meth gators are not real. Yeah. Yeah. If you don't know about that story, look it up. The police claim that if you flush meth down the toilet, the gators get to it or whatever. Oh my. ABC is making a Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy series for Hulu. Awesome. I hope it's good. Seriously. I kind of doubt it. And it's live action, you know? They dumb everything down for live action. Just go read the book. They got free PDFs too. And you can just go up and look for Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy PDF. Or if you want, you can go over to my Lightning Post page on Facebook if you can find it, which is highly unlikely, by the way. No, seriously though, if you go to my YouTube channel first, go down to the link for Lightning Post page. Okay. That's the only way you're going to be able to find it. Most likely. I had a friend recently try to find it. And it's like, it doesn't show up. You know, it's like, what the hell, Facebook? Come on. He's doing a search in Facebook for Lightning Posts and it didn't show up. So yeah, it's censorship again. But anyway, if you go on my Lightning Post page, yeah, there's books I recommend and stuff like that, and there's links. Okay, so just scroll down, whatever. Let's see. Scientists accidentally create a liquid magnet. Let's see. Trump stands next to Photoshop presidential seal that reads 45 is a puppet in Spanish. I love it. And the eagle is holding golf clubs. Oh my. And it's a double-headed eagle too. Yeah, the double-headed eagle, like the eagle for on the Russian seal. It's funny, man. Someone punked them or something. You know? He didn't even notice. Yeah, you know what? The thing is, I don't really blame him for not noticing. I mean, he sees that damn seal every freaking day, the real one. So yeah, I mean, you wouldn't notice probably. If you see it every damn day of your life, while you're president, and you just kind of ignore it. It's background, right? Yeah. So someone was really smart thinking, hey, they're never going to notice. Yeah, president's not going to notice. Others will, though. NOAA scientists filmed shark swallowed whole during deep sea feeding frenzy. That's a YouTube link. NYPD to innocent business owners, give up your rights or get shut down. Yeah, really. This guy owns a laundromat, and some undercover cop went in there and sold stolen goods. And then, of course, they blame the business. Oh, the business, it's harboring, well, wait a second here. That was an undercover cop that did that. The other undercover cop instigated it. So therefore, this man could go after the NYPD, sue them. I would. I'd go after the undercover cop for creating the situation in the first place. Go after the NYPD, go after the city of New York, and by extension, the United Nations, because the United Nations owns the city of New York or New York City, whatever. Really, did you know that? The United Nations owns the city of New York. That's, oh, hey, hang on a second here. Rick Lotech has joined the chat session. Cool. Awesome. So yeah, I don't know if he's been listening this whole time, but he's joined the chat session. Hey, hey, Rick. Yeah. Oh yeah, Rick wanted to interview me. And I do apologize. The thing is, I had to I apologize for not getting back to him. I had to change my Skype on my phone, and I'm still trying to figure out how to get everyone on board with the new Skype. The Skype on my computer is different than the one on my phone, basically. So yeah, but I've been like super busy. Oh, cool. Thanks. Yeah, he's been listening. Yeah, I've been like really super busy with this court case thing. And like I said, Tuesday, well, actually tomorrow, I got to get up really freaking early in the morning tomorrow, and then Tuesday again. And yeah, I am so exhausted, so incredibly exhausted. I I actually took a nap in the office. I went right to sleep. I took a nap for like 20-30 minutes today. I just just crashed out. So anyway, Puerto Ricans' revolt is deeper than the governor's chats. Yeah. So if you're following that story, the Puerto Ricans are revolting. There's different ways of taking that sentence. So, I just reminded of a movie. I can't remember which movie it was. I think it might have been Mel. Oh, geez, what's his? Blanking on his name now. Mel Brooks. History of the World Part 1. It could have been that. One of the characters says the peasants are revolting, and the other character says they sure are. But yeah, Puerto Rico is a territory. It's part of the United States. It's not actually, it's like California is not part of the United States. Alabama is not part of the United States. Puerto Rico is. Just to clarify that. Oh, Rick says, I was hoping you would plug Russ's new show tomorrow. Oh, yeah. The Russ the Bird show, time to be announced. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I think I just did. Yeah, Russ the Bird show, huh? Okay. I thought he was going with High Noon or something like that. I forgot, but whatever. Okay. Yeah. It's tomorrow? New show tomorrow? Okay. So he's got a new show tomorrow? All right. Time to be announced. Got it. Let's see. So anyway, video. Oh, he changed it. Oh, okay. He changed it to the Russ the Bird show. Okay, gotcha. Video shows what being a realtor while black looks like in a police state. Yeah, of course. You don't even have to read that article. Seriously. Yeah, we know what happened. The police, might probably beat him up, put him in jail. Whatever. Cops to be fired after executing sleeping disoriented homeless man like a firing squad. That's a really weird sentence. Cops to be fired after executing sleeping, disordered homeless man like a firing squad. So the homeless man was like a firing squad? Wait, no, that doesn't make sense. No. Yeah. Yeah, Rick says, what about being poor? Being white and poor in the U.S.? Yeah. Well, like I was saying, in the U.S., Puerto Rico is part of the U.S., Washington, D.C. is part of the U.S., but not Alabama, not California. But yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. Seriously, just poor. Just anyone, really. But the blacks get it worse. You got to admit, the blacks are getting it much worse. But yeah. I mean, this is absurd. This whole thing, these cops, I know they're explicitly told, given orders to go out and violate human rights, but this is beyond even their orders. It's like, oh, there's a homeless man there. He was asleep, and they woke him up, and they just killed him. Yeah, they've done that before. They did that black guy who was in his car. They didn't even give him a chance to wake all the way up. They just simply shot right through, and all of them just lined up and just shot him. That's why I say we have to get rid of the bar. We've got to get rid of the damn bar. You get rid of the damn bar, suddenly they're vulnerable. Suddenly you can go after their asses. You can go after the cops. You know? Let's see. Cops mistakenly raid innocent family's home 3 times in just 4 months. Yeah, mistakenly raid. How about that? Rick says at Occupy Wall Street. I did that little extra E there. Wall Street. I watched cops run over a U.S. veteran in a wheelchair. Yeah, I don't doubt that one damn bit. Absolutely. They're just criminals. They absolutely are. Like right here, it says cops mistakenly raid innocent family's home 3 times in just 4 months. Seriously? Oh my God. Yeah, I don't think it was a mistake. Man installs cameras to catch cops harassing him. He caught them beating him instead. Yeah. To protect the town, government fines mother of 2 $100,000 for a dirty pool and tall grass. I wonder if a judge didn't order to say, "Oh, you've got to clean this up." Oh man, you know what? If she knew what I knew, she'd say, "Oh, okay, great. I will absolutely clean that up," and then present the bill to the judge for $200,000. Yeah. There you go. I cleaned it up, fulfilled the order. Give me my 200 grand. That judge has to pay it. If he doesn't, he's looking at a lawsuit. He placed that order in commerce. Let's see here. Got some memes. Oh, study says eating ice cream for breakfast may help improve mental performance. You know what? I think it actually does. I did. What was really weird is I had ice cream for breakfast for the first time, I think, in ever. I don't think I've ever eaten ice cream for breakfast, right? So I go to the library and I get up on Facebook and I see that someone has posted this. It's the first time I've ever eaten ice cream for breakfast. And then I see this thing, you know. But I actually did feel better mentally that day. Really. So you might want to try it. You know, seriously, eat some ice cream for breakfast. I don't think it's going to harm you any, you know. Oh, wait, depends on whether you eat the whole gallon. Rick says depends on whether you eat the whole gallon. Yeah. No, what I got was one of those little pints on sale at Food for Less for $1. Yeah. So it's like, well, cool. It's pretty fair amount of calories for $1. That's how I do food a lot of times. It's like, what amount of calories can I get for this amount of money that I've got? You know, seriously, I go for maximum calories just because I burn so many off just walking everywhere. Oh man. But yeah, you might want to try it sometime. Let's see. Brad Pitt reveals elite Hollywood pedophiles control America. Yeah, it's not news, but the fact that Brad Pitt's saying that's wild. You know, it's like maybe his consciousness is getting to him, you know. Brad Pitt is of royal bloodline, by the way. He's actually related to Angelina Jolie, who he married. And in fact, he the reason, apparently the reason for the divorce is because all the stuff that Angelina Jolie was into. So yeah, he's related to her. He's related to Madonna, to Gwen Stefani. Of course, Gwen Stefani is one of Madonna's cousins. They're all related to Barack Obama. You know, it's like it's royal bloodline all the way through. So yeah, more U.S. cities seek to ban facial recognition technology. That's cool. FaceApp may be quietly keeping all your data, same as Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, and everything else you use. Yeah, I don't. I don't know. I kind of like this to use one of those face apps and just to fool around with it, just to play with it a little bit. They look like they may be kind of fun. Let's see. Taxpayers held liable after video showed cops beat kidnap man for improperly walking across the street. Yeah. 1,700 people indicted, arrested in massive nationwide human trafficking sweep. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, this is a nice photograph I've got up here. I don't know who I stole it from. Oh, wait, no, I still don't remember now. I do remember that I went on to their page. Is one of the Flat Earth pages, I think, and I said, I'm stealing this because there was no way to share it. They didn't have a share button. I said, look, this is too good. I'm stealing it. It's a photograph of a city. I don't know which city it is, though, but it's a massive city. It's absolutely freaking massive, and it's flat. You can see for miles and miles and miles. There's a link to long distance infrared exposing the globe lie since 2019. It's Jeranism actually put it together, and I just watched it today. I downloaded it, and he's plugging Jay Tolan Media One's channel. Okay. So yeah, it's a really it's kind of interesting video. Nothing I haven't really heard before, but it's still interesting. Yeah. There's a interesting little meme here. I got it says computer motherboard, and it shows you a computer motherboard, and then it says Mayan pyramids complex of Teotihuacan or something. I don't know how to pronounce that, in Mexico. And they look almost identical. It makes you think, seriously, this computer motherboard, this circuit here that they're showing looks almost identical to this complex. And that's a whole subject in and of itself. I mean, it's like, are buildings really mimicking computer circuitry? Or is computer circuitry mimicking buildings? And maybe it's just the same consciousness that puts the buildings together, puts the circuit boards together. Or are we in a computer simulation? Or are we just consciousness or whatever? It's just, I don't know. It goes back to the whole nature of reality, and it just makes you think. It's like, this is just such a weird photo. You just have to see it. I mean, you just have to see it to believe it. Again, it's on my main Facebook page, and if you don't have Facebook, just email me and ask for it. I'll send it to you, along with a whole bunch of data and stuff. Let's see. Parents told their kids will be stolen by the state if they cannot pay for school lunches. Yeah. I read the story, and it turns out that the state said to the schools, what the frack are you doing? Something like that. We are not going to steal these kids just because the parents aren't paying for lunches. The school was making an empty threat, But the thing is, they were making a threat. That's communication of a threat. That's a crime. Do you know that? That's a crime. You can go after the school boards for doing that. Okay? Seriously. Watch, cops beat the hell out of a woman after claiming to smell weed. Yeah. These, God, you know. Oh, there might be a plant in your car. Oh, we're going to have to just beat the crap out of you. Yeah. Cops raid innocent family's home, try to kill their dog, shoot 10-year-old boy instead. You know what? I'm not even going to comment on that. That's just, it may make you angry or sad. I'm feeling kind of both right now and just frustrated. Let's see. I got a link to a video, how to tell if a Southern woman is mad at you. it was pretty funny. It's it's a Southern Thing is the channel, and I watch that every now and then. I got on my YouTube, so it's they got some fairly funny things. If you're from the South, you're definitely relate. Let's see, oh yeah, did I do this story last week here? I think I ran into the story I did last week. I didn't post too many stories this week because I've been so damn tied up with all this court stuff. I think I did. I'll read it again. It's a satire story. Just the headline here. Man bitten by radioactive cat just lies around house all day. Yeah, clearly satire. It's Babylon Bee. Babylon Bee. Baby. I keep seeing the word baby there. Babylon Bee. BabylonBee.com, whatever. Yeah, you know what? Let me see if I can scroll down some more and find some stories that news stories that I have not covered because I just didn't have the time. I don't know. Let's see here. Oh, well, there's a link to a video. It says proof that birth certificates are traded on New York Stock Exchange. Okay. Actually, what it says is traded on NYSE Stock Exchange, which is redundant. Because the SE and that NYSE stands for Stock Exchange, so whatever. Let's see. Let me scroll down some more here. Oh my. It's slow. Oh, U.S. Supreme Court says no license necessary to drive automobile on public roads. I don't know if I did that one or not. When government fails, communities take care of themselves. Let's see. Supergirl on Twitter. Yeah. Oh, by the way, I'm on Twitter too. Like I said, if you go to my YouTube channel, in the not comment section, sorry, the information section, whatever, contact information. Yeah, follow me on YouTube. Actually, I've got sort of a couple of semi-celebrities following me on YouTube too. I've got Hypatia Lee following me. She used to be a porn actress, and she's not anymore. She's not in the business anymore, but she's like an activist for a Native American cause because she's I think 1/4 Cherokee, if I remember right. And Robert Arthur, or the Menard family, or Robert Menard, is following me. He's sort of semi-famous up in Canada. He's really handing it to the courts in Canada. He's teaching so many people how to handle the courts that the courts are starting to have problems up there. And in fact, he was actually interviewed in a hit piece on CBS, not CBS, I'm sorry, sort of. It's 60 Minutes Canada. Okay, 60 Minutes Canada. and it was definitely a hit piece. They were editing it, and everything. But the thing is, he had his interview recorded. So there was on YouTube. Used to be, I don't know if it still is or not. I got to look it up. There was a side by side comparison, sort of, or whatever, or some kind of comparison. So you can compare the two videos, and yeah, CBS was really doing a hit piece on them. It's when you get to a certain level and have so much effect, yeah, they start coming after you, hey, let's interview you. Yeah, and then look what happens. Just like with the big names in the flat earth community. Look what happened there. Hollywood came knocking and, hey, let us interview you, and you had the documentary Behind the Curve, and what did they do? It was a hit piece. That's all it was just a hit piece. They just edited it just like CBS did. I guess it was CBS. It was 60 Minutes, whatever. 60 Minutes did with Robert Menard. Okay. Yeah, I could have sworn I already did these stories here. Yeah, I did. I gotta scroll down some more, see if I can find some stories that I have not done. It's almost time for my break. Hang on. Oh my. Okay, in the meantime, though, while I'm scrolling and looking at this and trying to read the headlines. Okay, let's see. Anything else I need to say about courts? And yeah. Flipping the court. Yeah. I've got stuff from Carl Lentz. In fact, I put a thing of his up on Facebook, but it's all in black and white. And the thing is, you really do need the colored version of it so you can see the red, what was colored in red. But at least it gives you some idea of how to flip the court over to the Queen's bench. Hang on, I'm still. Oh my. See. I don't know if I did that one or not. Body cam shows cowardly cop trespass, shoot docile dogs wagging their tails. That's another awkward sentence. Who does their sentences? Because it makes it sound like the cop is wagging the dog's tails. I swear, man. Florida cop who raped female driver during traffic stop gets 2 months in jail. Photography is not a crime. Yeah. One of the problems I have with this is they're saying female driver. I would rather them say pilot of a car or truck, because I don't think she was driving, unless she was driving an Uber, at the time, or one of those things, or driving a cab, or driving a truck, like a commercial truck. Let's see. Yeah, I already did that one. Boy, there's so many stories on here, though. Oh yeah, I've got this thing that I stole from some other site here. These penalties for these things, like violation of oath of office, penalty is $250,000, and the authority is 18 USC 3571. Denied proper warrants, denied right of reasonable defense arguments, all this sort of stuff. Slavery, okay, is $250,000. Now these are the fines that they set. Okay, conspiracy. Oh, there we go. Conspiracy, $10,000. And of course, it shows different codes. Like for conspiracy is 18 USC 241. This USC stands for U.S. codes. So yeah, this is what their charges are. Well, you can turn around and just charge them. You can say the same thing. You can say the same charges. Turn right around and charge them. Seriously, slavery. That's a whole another thing. When I get back from the break, I'm going to talk a little bit about that because it is a modern slave system. Let me hang on one second here. All right, I'll be right back.
You're listening to Flat Earth Radio Live, and this is the Flat Earth Man, and all you're watching is a puppet show. All y'all watching is a puppet show. Yeah, the whole world's a stage. The whole world's a stage, man. You're listening to Flat Earth Radio Live.
Find yourself mastering the beat. Tune in and listen every Saturday for the Geocentric Eccentric with West Blaze Music, our resident musician and spiritual brother in Christ Yahushua. The Geocentric Eccentric with West Blaze Music.
Check this
Yes,
out.
it's message in the music time once again, and only Flat Earth Radio has guiding. Saturday, the true Sabbath. Lend a knee and lend an ear. Listen every Saturday for the Geocentric Eccentric with West Blaze Music.
Check this out.
Starting at 5 o'clock p.m. on the West Coast, 8 o'clock p.m. on the East Coast,
Check this out.
and 7 o'clock p.m. Central.
This out.
The Geocentric Eccentric.
The Geocentric Eccentric.
West Blaze Music. Only Flat Earth Radio has guiding. The Geocentric Eccentric with West Blaze Music.
As bad as I wanna be. FlatEarthRadioLive.com. The Ferret.
Hey, John, you don't look so good. What's the matter?
Oh, I always feel tired and run down. No energy. I think it's my poor diet or something.
Well, John, I used to feel the same way. Couldn't sleep at night, couldn't stay awake in the daytime. That's when my doc told me that I had leaky gut syndrome.
Oh, wow. What'd you do? Surgery?
No way. I tried Tarsal. Tarsal is made with the finest, purest cream of tartar and MSM sulfur. And that's all. The fact that it contains all natural ingredients makes it especially desirable in today's toxic world. Tarsal is a white powder that you take every day with water or juice. Taken regularly, Tarsal can clear your leaky gut right up.
Tarsal, huh? So what else does Tarsal do?
Tarsal can help with acne, psoriasis, constipation, gallstones, heartburn, hemorrhoids, hypertension, IBS, and UTI.
Wow, that's quite a formula.
Yes, it is. And Tarsal also helps you to relax, repels insects, and can help you stop smoking.
So how do I find Tarsal?
That's easy. Just go to tarsal.com or call 619-363-1264. Try a bottle today and begin feeling normal again.
TARSUL.com. Try Tarsal today.
Asking these questions that no one ever asked before because we didn't even think about this. I think it's like God unlifting the veil, He's starting to show people, look, you want to believe this, it's a lie. People are asking questions and truth is going to prevail. It's like, yeah, the biggest problem is that we're not able to eliminate questions, so therefore we can't assimilate. And, we're a constant. People are asking questions and truth is going to prevail.
Join your host, Shelley Lewis, every Wednesday afternoon at 5 o'clock p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 7 o'clock Central, and 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Down the Rabbit Hole with Shelley Lewis.
Down the Rabbit Hole with host Shelley Lewis. Only here on Flat Earth Radio Live. The Ferret.
Something that I'm going to tell you as a video guy. Here's why I believe that the lunar landing was faked. Because there is no way you can have a power source that strong at that time in history, and there's no way you could transmit that video signal all the way to Earth. Absolutely 100% not. Let me tell you something. I have just on my if I have a handheld video camera and I want, and let's say I'm shooting a scene and the producer wants to see what I'm shooting. So they have a transmitter in their hand and they have a battery on my camera. The battery that I have is about the size of a brick. It's more square, but it's about the same mass as a brick. And it only lasts for maybe an hour and a half. And that signal only goes a couple 100 feet. Now you're going to tell me that on that teeny little spaceship with that teeny little camera, they're going to have enough power to transmit a full color video signal all the way down to Earth. And I can also tell you this, that when they promised a full color video signal, the station that broadcasted the lunar landing, they were pissed because they weren't getting raw video feed. What they were getting was called a kineoscope. And for those of you who don't know what that is, that was an editing process used up until the late 1990s. And I've actually seen the kineoscope technology and utilized it when I worked in a film lab, and it's very interesting. Basically, it's an editing tool. So you have a screen, basically it's a television screen, and you shoot that with a film camera. So now it's on 16 millimeter film. So what they did with those videos, in theory, why you see a black and white image of the lunar landing, although they claim the full color videos exist, was what NASA says they did was transmitted the full color video signal, filmed it on a kinescope, black and white on 16 millimeter film, and then released that to the networks. So therefore, it was not a live event, because to get film processed, it takes hours, and it's a whole process that generally takes about 6 hours to complete, even with the most efficient film laboratories. So why would they get this crappy, grainy, black and white film image when they could have broadcasted color, which at the time the networks were pissed that they didn't have the ability to do, that NASA denied them? But anyway, that's neither here nor there. The whole kineoscope thing, that's a side note. My thing is, there is no way with that technology and with batteries being as big and as weak and as heavy as they were, you could have broadcast that signal from the moon. Impossible.
All right, Flat Earth News. If you can see Venus at night, then the heliocentric model ain't right. Let's face it, folks. In that heliocentric model, the planet Venus and the planet Mercury are in between the Earth and the Sun. Think about that. If they're in between the Earth and the Sun, the Earth daylight side is facing the Sun. How can you possibly be seeing Venus and or Mercury ever? I do mean ever. I don't mean just in the nighttime or the daytime or ever. They say, according to their model, that sunlight is bouncing off of these planets and coming back to our eyes. How could that be possible? How could it be possible? Go look at their model and you tell me how it's possible to be able to see Venus and or Mercury at all, whether it be day or night. How is it that the ancients had discovered Venus and Mercury? They would have had to have seen them, right? Without a telescope. With the naked eye. That means nighttime. That means when it's dark, they would have seen Venus and Mercury. This has been a Flat Earth News Brief with your host, Thunder Bear of the Courage Family, and now back to the program. Okay, so getting back to slavery here. Okay, read something here. If the state claims some right or interest in the people, it means that the state is treating the people as property. And when people are treated as property, they are slaves. Debt, bondage, or peonage is a form of slavery, and slavery is against the law. Okay. Yeah. Here, peonage. Damn it. Peonage. It's from the word peon. Okay, which goes back to feudal times when they had to work the land and they paid the masters of the land and stuff like that, and it's slavery basically. So anyway, peonage. Ah, crap. That's such a tough word to say. Anyway, obstructing enforcement. A, whoever holds or returns any person to a condition of peonage or arrest any person with the intent of placing him in or returning him to a condition of peonage shall be fined under the title or imprisoned not more than 10 years or both. Whoever obstructs or attempts to obstruct or in any way interferes with or prevents the enforcement of this section shall be liable to the penalties prescribed in this subsection, and whatever. It gives all this stuff. That's from Title 18, Part 1, Crimes, Chapter 77. Okay, Title 42, the Public Health and Welfare, Chapter 21, Civil Rights, Subchapter 1, generally. The holding of any person to service or labor under the system known as peonage is abolished and forever prohibited in any territory or state of the United States. And all acts, laws, resolutions, orders, regulations, or usages of any territory or state which have heretofore established, maintained, or enforced, or by virtue of which any attempt shall hereafter be made to establish, maintain, or enforce directly or indirectly the voluntary or involuntary service or labor of any person as peons in liquidation of any debt or obligation or otherwise are declared null and void. Look, folks, they're making you slaves. Okay. Seriously, they are making you slaves. These bar courts are making you into slaves. They're, when they charge you, oh, that's the debt. You owe the debt. And they they might slam you into prison, right? Or jail, prison, whatever, because you didn't pay that debt. Of course, they didn't specify how much those charges were either. So, there's that. But also, they're doing so under fraudulent contract. Okay, that's what it is. It's nothing but a fraudulent contract. Anyway, it goes on. It should be apparent even to the lawyers that the plain language of the statutes may make contracts of both voluntary and involuntary peonage, whatever, null and void and punishable by up to 10 years in prison. The Supreme Court discusses the issue of slavery and peonage quite succinctly in the case of Alonzo Bailey versus State of Alabama. Suffice it to say that the court held that contracts of peonage may be breached by either party at any time with impunity because contracts for peonage are unconstitutional. This is a landmark and very important case, and the authors recommend that the readers obtain and study it. It is available at whatever. Okay. Yeah, you can go to Find Law or whatever. You can just look it up. Just look it up. All forms of slavery, including debt bondage and peonage, are prohibited by a number of treaties forbidding slavery to which the United States is a high contracting party. I believe that means that they initiated the contract. I don't really know for a fact, but I think that's what that means. The mention of only 2 of these slavery treaties may be found at the website, and of course they give you a website, whatever. Okay. yeah, the American Convention on Human Rights, PAC of San Jose, Costa Rica is one of them, and Universal Declaration of Human Rights. It's under the United Nations, the UN General Assembly resolution. So yeah, they're violating the laws. Okay, they're violating laws, but you have to call them on it. That's the problem. You have to call them on it. If you don't call them on it, then they won't take notice. If they don't take notice, it's, that's it. It's as if it's not even there. Let's see. I love this meme here. Oh God, these four women in white hard hats are looking at plans, construction plans, and it shows you a close up of the construction plans, and it's how to make a sandwich. Oh man, and it's Winnie the Pooh one. Oh, fired on his first day just because he accidentally put his pants on backwards. I didn't know Winnie the Pooh had a tail, actually. I just don't remember Winnie the Pooh having a tail. But anyway, yeah, the tail is on, on the front. And so it looks like something completely different. Oh, my. See, I covered that one last week. For those of you who didn't hear last week's show, I'll cover this one again. Tired of boiling water every time you make pasta? Boil a few gallons at the beginning of the week and freeze it for later. I thought that was so funny. Oh man. Let's see. To keep scrolling here. There's one from Frank Zappa. The more you can escape from how horrible things really are, the less it's going to bother you, and then the worse things get. Yeah. Yeah, it's like people's really, they use television to escape too, and movies, and sometimes you kind of have to, I'm so inundated with all this stuff, and sometimes, yeah, I want to relax and go watch, Supergirl and Flash and Legends of Tomorrow, and if I can, Doctor Who, if I can. So, I don't know. I've been lucky so far. I've been able to keep up with it because they have DVDs at the library. So yeah, that's the great thing about the public libraries is if you can't afford DVDs and stuff, you can go and you can watch this funny movie. Oh, that's right. I watched Green Lantern a couple of days ago. I think it was 2 days ago or something. And I said, yeah, I found it. And it's like, you know what? It's bad. Yes. I don't think it's quite as bad as they say, but it's like when I was watching it, there was one trope that came in and I forgot what it was now. And it almost made me groan. And it's like, why did they do this? Why did they put this in here? But I kind of enjoyed it while I was watching it. And then when I got to thinking about it later, it's like the more I thought about it, the worse it got. I was thinking, okay, well, what if I rewrote it? In my mind, I just rewrote the whole movie. And it's like, oh yeah, that movie was kind of bad. Now that I think about it. But yeah, while I was watching it, it was still kind of enjoyable. Of course, I'm a comic book fan. Of course, So I mean, the graphics and everything were nice. The effects and everything were really nice. Ryan Reynolds was definitely miscast in that. I mean, he's a great Deadpool, but not a great Green Lantern. Not Hal Jordan anyway. Hal Jordan's character is just so different from that, or mostly different from that anyway, except for a few things. They reworked the origin story a little bit, which was kind of a curveball a little bit. You know, it's like that's all right. And I reworked it a little bit, but I don't know. I just um I don't know. I think I would have maybe preferred it to be a little different. Oh, by the way, you know, I had 5,000 Facebook friends. Now I got 4,995. Seriously, every time I hit that 5,000 number, I lose Facebook friends. And it's really weird. You know, it's like Facebook doesn't want me to get to that, you know, magic 5,000 number and keep and just, you know, stay there or something. I don't know. Well, you can only have 5,000 though. That's the maximum that you can have. So if anyone wants to be my Facebook friend, I only have 5 places left for now. Of course, later on I'll probably have 20 places. I don't know. It just keeps fluctuating. Whatever. Let's see. Yep. Scroll down here. Oh yeah. I put a link to the Wikipedia article. Sorry, Wikipedia article, National Lawyers Guild. I thought it was kind of interesting little read. If you're interested in the law stuff. Let's see. I like this. I got some cat memes up here too. Denial, anger, bargaining, depression, acceptance. The 5 stages of waking up. You know, that could be actually said about, you know, really, you know, waking up to all this stuff like the flat earth stuff and the court stuff and all this sort of stuff. Yeah, denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. You know what? I might have actually gone through all those stages. Seriously. Um, I might have. I don't know if it was that order or whatever, but yeah. God, this is so. This is adorable. These 3 cats here. It says rare pick of a category 3 hurricane. This is the way they're sleeping. Oh well. Must see clean energy technologies, the serial effect 0 point generator. I've heard of that before, and I'd forgotten. I'd forgotten so much of it though. I'm gonna have to. Oh yeah, I was going to try to download that video and I can't. A lot of videos I can download. This one, it seems like the ones that are most harmful to the system as it is are the ones you can't download. You know, really. Um. If you've never seen the puppet Randy, okay, you need to see him. Seriously, it's a comic, and he does. It's he looks like a Muppet, okay, but the word Muppet is copyrighted or something. So yeah, you need to see him seriously. If you've never seen him, this purple puppet here, and is very thought provoking and very very funny. He's like one of the funniest comics around. I think, at least that's my opinion. Cops shoot, handcuff 15-year-old boy, left him in the street for hours as he bled to death. I haven't actually read the article. Man, I don't know. I mean, come on. Just leave him in the street as he bleeds to death. That's just, I don't know. God, I feel like I'm getting emotional whiplash here, going from funny stuff to just horrible stuff, and then back to funny stuff, and it's just, man. Some apparently Harvard Law Review had something that said family court is a global criminal enterprise. Don't like the word global, but everything else, yeah, absolutely, it is. It's a criminal enterprise. I got to look into that and see what that's from, what article that's from. Show's almost over with. Oh man. Let's see. Court rules vaccines contribute to and cause SIDS death. SIDS deaths. Let's see. I argued that I just gotta keep scrolling here. Normally I would have like way too many news stories to read, but like I said, I've been like really super busy. So yeah, I haven't been able to post as many news stories as I normally would. So show's almost over anyway. So yeah. Anyway. Oh my. Yeah. You know what? I think I've just hang on one second here. Missouri woman stalks car thief for 48 hours before stealing back her Toyota 4Runner. Yeah. Just go do it yourself. Seriously. Cops are freaking worse than useless anyway, aren't they? You know, it's weird that the BBC News would actually come out with this right here. Boys raped by priests at satanic parties. That's actually from the BBC News. I'm kind of wondering about things. I'm kind of wondering if maybe some people's in the mainstream news are just deciding to just come forward with all this stuff. Maybe their consciousnesses or conscious whatever is getting to them. They may be. It may be that they're just saying, "Hey, we've had enough of this crap." Let's see. EPA wants to triple level of rocket fuel chemical allowed in drinking water. Why do they want to do that? Is it because they can't stop it from getting into the drinking water? I don't know. Anyway, I think I'm going to end the show. I got to pull up my YouTube here to get ready to stop broadcasting in a moment. So if you're pulling out of a parking lot at night, please turn on your headlights and your tail lights. If you have one of those defective cars, you need to turn on tail lights as well. Don't give the police any reason to pull you over and murder and rape you and all this sort of stuff. And maybe even in that order. Rob you, murder you, and then rape you. They might do that. I don't know. They usually like the victims to be live. But who knows? So, yeah, everyone have a good night.